Chosen one, take a moment and listen carefully, because this moment is not random, and you are not hearing this by accident. There is something significant happening right now, something that has been carefully orchestrated in the unseen realm. Heaven has pressed pause on everything else to reach you right now, in this exact moment, because it is time. You are here not by chance, but by divine appointment. Everything you've walked through, everything you've experienced, and every prayer you've uttered has led you here. This is a time of awakening and revelation, a time when what you've longed for is about to become clear. You felt a stirring deep within your soul, a pull, a longing for something greater. That longing, that unrest you felt in your spirit, is not an accident. It's the divine calling upon your life, drawing you closer to your purpose. There is no such thing as coincidence in God's plan. Every step you've taken, no matter how difficult or confusing, has been leading you to this place. You are not just part of the crowd. You are set apart for something extraordinary. From the very beginning, you've known that something about your life was different. It wasn't always easy to accept or understand, but you have always felt that divine distinction upon you. The world may have made you feel as though you didn't belong, as though you were somehow less than because you couldn't quite fit into the molds that everyone else seemed to follow. You felt misunderstood, perhaps even isolated at times. But that difference you've carried is not a flaw. It's a mark of divine distinction. God has always had his hand on you, shaping you, molding you, preparing you for something bigger than you could ever imagine. Your uniqueness is a sign of his call upon your life, a call that you've been slowly awakening to. When others didn't understand your struggles, your victories, or the weight you carried, it was because they couldn't see what you were being prepared for. The world may have overlooked you, but God has never taken his eyes off you. Your journey, though it may have been filled with pain and challenges, has always been about preparing you for this divine moment, this divine calling. You were chosen not because you were flawless, but because you are willing to be shaped, refined, and aligned with God's purpose. Your experiences, both the highs and the lows, have been the furnace in which your character was forged. And now, as you stand on the precipice of something new, you'll begin to see just how far you've come and how every single step has been part of God's perfect plan for you. And now, the moment you've been waiting for is drawing near. You've been praying, longing for a breakthrough, wondering when help would come. You've questioned why it feels like nothing is moving, or why the doors you've knocked on have remained closed. In your heart, you may have felt the weight of waiting, of uncertainty, of not knowing when the answer would arrive. But let me assure you that your waiting has not been in vain. God has been working behind the scenes, orchestrating things in ways you could not have imagined. The help you've asked for, the breakthrough you've been seeking, is not coming the way you expected. It's not coming from the familiar places, from the people you thought would help, or from the doors you thought would open for you. No, God is moving in a way that will surprise you, and the help you've been praying for will come in a form you may not have anticipated. It will come from a stranger, someone sent by God to fulfill the very purpose you've been called to. This is how God works with the chosen ones. He doesn't always follow the path we think he should. Instead, he moves in ways that challenge us, that stretch our faith, that help us to see his hand even in the most unexpected places. Help is coming from a stranger, someone who carries obedience, not history. Someone who will enter your life at exactly the right moment to realign your path. This stranger will bring with them exactly what you need, and through them, God will reveal himself to you in a fresh and profound way. So, chosen one, hold tight to this truth. You are not forgotten, you are not overlooked, and your prayers have not gone unanswered. The timing is perfect, and the help that's coming is not just a coincidence. It's God's divine design. You've been prepared for this moment, and now you are about to step into the next chapter of your journey, where everything you've endured, everything you've hoped for, will come to fruition in a way that only God could orchestrate. The waiting is almost over, and the help you've been seeking is closer than you think. The help you've been waiting for is coming, but it will not come from the familiar places you expect. This is not a message to prepare you for an answer from your close friends, family, or the familiar circles you've been accustomed to. No, chosen one. The help that God is sending to you comes from a stranger. A stranger. Someone you've never met, and someone who doesn't carry any of the baggage or history that others might. This is how God's divine plan often unfolds. He does not always choose the expected path or the usual sources. Instead, He works in ways that leave no room for anyone else to take credit but Him. This divine help will come through unexpected hands, through an individual who has no prior knowledge of your journey, your pain, or your prayers. They will enter your life at precisely the right time, bringing the exact answer you need in a way that will leave you awestruck and amazed at the precision of God's timing. This is no coincidence. This is God's method. He is showing you that He is your source, that He is your provider, and that He will always make a way when you trust Him, even when you don't understand how. When God works in this way, He hides the answers in unlikely vessels, making sure that no one can claim credit but Him. Think about it. If the help you needed came from the people you already know, from those who have been with you through every season, it would be easy to think it was their loyalty, their wisdom, or their support that made the difference. You might even be tempted to give them the glory for the breakthrough. But that's not how God works. He hides His answers in vessels that are unfamiliar, people who have no emotional attachment to your past and no investment in your history. This ensures that the glory goes to God alone. When the help arrives from a stranger, someone you never expected, it's clear that this is no human work. This is the hand of God, moving behind the scenes, orchestrating everything perfectly according to His will. You will look back and realize that all along, God had been preparing you for this very moment. He had been preparing you to recognize His hand, not in the places you expected, but in the places you never could have anticipated. This is divine strategy. It's intentional, it's precise, and it's all for your growth and the fulfillment of your purpose. Now, I know this may be hard to wrap your mind around. You've been in a season of waiting, a season of uncertainty, and perhaps even a season of disappointment. You've been wondering why things haven't moved, why doors have stayed closed, and why the help you've asked for hasn't arrived the way you thought it would. But let me assure you that this waiting has not been in vain. God has been preparing you in ways you cannot see. You see, this waiting period was not a time of abandonment. It was a time of preparation. God has been working behind the scenes, getting you ready to rely on Him alone, not on the people, systems, or structures you once thought would provide for you. It's easy to fall into the trap of relying on familiar sources, people who you believe will always be there for you. But sometimes, God will take you through a season where you are stripped of those familiar supports, not to leave you in a place of isolation, but to train you to lean on Him, to teach you that He is your provider, your protector, your sustainer. This is not a lesson of abandonment. This is a lesson of trust. God was preparing you to rely solely on Him, to trust in His timing and His methods, not in the predictable patterns of the world. You may have wondered why the help you expected never arrived from the places you thought it would. You might have felt alone, like everyone and everything around you was silent. But that silence was part of God's plan to get your attention. It was a call to trust Him more deeply, to believe that He knows exactly what you need and when you need it. God has not forgotten you. He is simply training you to recognize His voice and His presence in places where you would have never looked before. The stranger who is coming into your life will not only bring the help you need, but they will also serve as confirmation of God's faithfulness to you. When they step into your life, you will know beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is God's answer to your prayers. This stranger will be a vessel of God's grace, sent at the right time to unlock doors that were previously sealed shut. And as you receive the help, you will be reminded that God's ways are higher than your ways, and His thoughts are higher than your thoughts. What you thought was impossible will suddenly seem possible, and the timing will be so perfect that you will see how all of your waiting, all of your struggles, have been leading you to this divine moment. You see, the waiting and preparation were necessary. You were being prepared to handle the blessing that God is about to pour out in your life. Sometimes we want the breakthrough before we're ready for it. We ask for God to move quickly, but His timing is always perfect. He knows when you are ready, and He will not send the help too early, nor will He send it too late. He sends it when your character can handle the blessing. God's delay is not denial, it is protection and preparation. He knows that if He gave you what you wanted before you were spiritually ready for it, it could overwhelm you. The stranger is coming because you are now positioned to receive the help in a way that will build you up, not tear you down. You are ready to handle the responsibility, the provision, and the direction that God is sending through them. You have been refined through the waiting. Your faith has been strengthened, and now you are prepared to step into the next phase of your journey with confidence. You will no longer rely on the familiar or on those who have been a part of your past. You will trust God more deeply and more fully than ever before. God is teaching you that the source of your provision is not in people or systems, but in Him alone. He is your provider, your helper, your refuge. And the help you're about to receive will come from a vessel you never expected, sent by God at just the right time. When it happens, you will know that it was all part of God's plan. You will see how He has been orchestrating everything behind the scenes, positioning you to receive this blessing at just the right moment. It won't be coincidence. It won't be luck. It will be God's perfect timing. And you will know that everything you've walked through, every trial, every season of waiting, has led you to this divine moment. The stranger is coming, and they are not just bringing help. They are bringing confirmation. They are bringing God's signature on your life, and you will recognize it because it will feel like peace, like alignment, like a blessing you didn't expect but knew you needed. God is good, and His timing is perfect. Trust in that. The help is coming, and when it arrives, you will know that it was worth every moment of waiting. You are ready for this next step, and God is sending His answer through a stranger, someone who will bring exactly what you need to move forward into your divine purpose. As you stand at the threshold of this divine moment, it is essential to recognize the role of the stranger who is about to enter your life. This individual is not just a chance encounter, not just someone passing by, but someone sent with a divine assignment, specifically designed for you. Their purpose is not to bring personal attachment, not to offer you comfort from familiarity, and certainly not to offer a connection rooted in your past. They are not coming with baggage, with a history you've shared, or with emotional ties that could influence their actions. They are coming as a vessel through which God will move, a messenger who will deliver the help you've longed for in a way you never expected. Their presence will not be about their personal story or your previous interactions with others. It will be all about God's timing, God's assignment, and God's purpose. It's important to recognize that the stranger is simply a conduit for God's divine plan, a vessel who carries exactly what you need and nothing more. They are not there to fill the gaps of your past relationships, nor are they there to fit into the mold of what you thought help would look like. They are sent specifically to fulfill a divine purpose in your life, one that has been set in motion long before you even realized it. Their assignment is not to befriend you in the traditional sense, not to fulfill a social need, but to fulfill a heavenly one. It is this divine purpose that you must embrace, for it is the key to unlocking the fullness of the help they bring. When this stranger enters your life, it is likely that you will feel a deep sense of unfamiliarity. The help they bring will challenge your assumptions about how things should unfold and what help should look like. This is where humility and discernment become essential. You might have expected your breakthrough to come from someone you know, someone who understands your struggles, your past, and your deepest desires. But God is showing you that sometimes the help you need cannot come from the familiar. It must come from the unexpected. The stranger who arrives with no prior knowledge of your journey will bring a fresh perspective, one that can only be given through their divine assignment. This is where discernment plays a crucial role. Your heart and mind must be open to receiving help in ways you might not understand at first. The stranger's role is not to fill your needs with the comfort you expect, but to help you grow beyond the place where you have been. They will challenge you to trust beyond your immediate assumptions, beyond your comfort zones, and beyond the people you've always relied on. You may feel resistance at first. Questions like, "Why them?" or "How could they possibly help?" will arise. But it is in those moments that you must pause, listen, and discern the truth beneath the surface. The stranger's help will come wrapped in humility, and so must your response. Humility will allow you to let go of preconceived notions, to release control, and to step into the alignment that God has already prepared for you. It will teach you that the help you need is not about your preferences, but about God's perfect plan unfolding in ways you could never have orchestrated yourself. It's in that space of surrender and trust that the stranger will become the very key to your next season of growth. As the stranger approaches, you may begin to feel a restlessness within you, a stirring in your spirit that something is shifting. It's as if your soul senses that a change is coming, but you cannot yet fully understand it. You may feel an inner tension, a push and pull between what you've known and what you're about to encounter. This restlessness is not a sign of doubt or confusion. Rather, it is the anticipation of what is to come. Your spirit recognizes that something profound is on the horizon, but your mind may not yet comprehend the form it will take. The help that is about to come will not follow the patterns you are used to, nor will it arrive in the way you expected. It will challenge your assumptions, stretch your understanding, and require you to step outside your comfort zone. This is the moment when you must choose to listen, choose to receive, and choose to trust. The restlessness you feel is the very thing that will propel you forward, if you allow it. It is God's way of getting your attention, of preparing you for the divine assignment that is about to be revealed. You may have been waiting for a sign, for a breakthrough, and now, this unfamiliar help is the answer to your prayers. The shift that you feel is not one of confusion, but of divine alignment. It is your opportunity to step into the next chapter, to embrace what God has for you, even if it feels unfamiliar or uncomfortable at first. When the stranger arrives, it may not be with grand gestures or loud announcements. It may come in the form of a simple conversation, a chance encounter, or a small act of kindness that catches you off guard. But when you choose to listen, when you open your heart to what is being offered, you will begin to see the hand of God in the midst of it. The help may not be what you expected, but it will be everything you need. It may come in a form that is initially difficult to accept, but in time, you will see that this stranger has been sent to align you with God's greater purpose for your life. It is in this moment that you will understand that the divine strategy was never about finding comfort or familiarity. It was about finding alignment with God's plan, trusting that He knows what you need, and that His ways are always higher than yours. The stranger will come, and their presence will shift the trajectory of your life, opening doors that were previously closed and leading you to a place of divine purpose you could never have imagined. This is the moment where your restlessness is replaced with peace, your uncertainty with clarity, and your questions with answers. In this season, the key to recognizing the stranger's role in your life is not in seeking answers from your usual sources, but in choosing to trust that God's help often comes in unexpected forms. You must lean into the unfamiliar, embrace the unknown, and allow your heart to be open to receiving help in ways that challenge your assumptions. It is in this space of humility and discernment that you will find the breakthrough you've been longing for. The stranger, though unfamiliar, will be the vessel of God's divine intervention, bringing the help you've prayed for, the direction you've needed, and the confirmation of God's presence in your life. Embrace the shift, listen to the stirring in your spirit, and trust that God's timing is always perfect, even when it comes in the form of a stranger. As you stand on the edge of this divine moment, one truth becomes clear. God's help is not coming too early, nor is it arriving too late. It is arriving at the perfect time, when you are spiritually ready to receive it. Divine timing is a concept that we often struggle to fully grasp, especially when we are in the midst of waiting, longing for answers, and trying to make sense of our circumstances. The waiting feels endless, and we begin to question if we've been forgotten or overlooked. But let me assure you that God's timing is never off. In fact, His timing is always precise, more perfect than we can ever imagine. He knows exactly when you are ready, when your heart is aligned with His purpose, and when you have been prepared spiritually to handle the blessing He's about to release. The help you've asked for, the breakthrough you've been praying for, is not delayed. It's simply waiting for you to reach the place where you are spiritually mature enough to receive it without being overwhelmed. God is not withholding from you. He is waiting until you are ready to handle the responsibility, the growth, and the transformation that this next season will bring. His timing has always been working in the background, preparing you, shaping you, and refining you, so that when the help comes, you will be equipped to steward it well. In the process of waiting, you have been in the hands of the divine craftsman, undergoing a transformation that was necessary for your growth. You may have found yourself in situations where you felt isolated, misunderstood, or abandoned. But those were not moments of rejection. They were moments of preparation. God was quietly working behind the scenes, removing the crutches you once leaned on, gently training you to rely solely on His guidance and timing. The people you thought would always be there for you may have disappeared at crucial moments, and the systems you depended on might have failed you. But in each of those moments, God was teaching you to place your trust not in the familiar, not in the comfort of relationships or systems, but in Him alone. He was showing you that His provision does not come from the world's ways, but from His sovereign hand. He was preparing you to walk in complete dependence on Him, to trust that He sees you, hears you, and is moving in your life in ways that you cannot yet see. The absence of familiar support was not a sign that you were forsaken. It was an invitation to lean deeper into God's voice, to trust more fully in His plan, and to grow stronger in your faith. As you have journeyed through this season of preparation, it may have felt like there was an invisible weight upon you, one that others could not see or understand. But that weight was not meant to burden you. It was meant to refine you, to build your spiritual muscles, and to teach you how to walk by faith, even when the way is unclear. God has not been distant. He has been quietly preparing you for this very moment when the stranger, this vessel of divine help, will enter your life. The timing is perfect because in this season, you are ready to receive what He has been preparing for you all along. It is not a coincidence that help is coming now, nor is it random. It is a divine alignment of circumstances, a precise moment when you have reached the place in your journey where you are spiritually equipped to handle the blessing that is coming your way. When the stranger arrives, it will not be with loud fanfare or dramatic circumstances. It will be subtle, quiet, and perhaps even unexpected. But the moment they enter your life, you will feel the weight of God's confirmation in your spirit. The help they bring will not just be a solution to your current struggle. It will also confirm what God has already whispered to you in the silence of your heart. There will be no confusion, no doubt, no second guessing. You will know without a shadow of a doubt that this is the answer you have been waiting for. It will confirm everything God has been speaking to you in the quiet moments, in the prayers you've prayed when no one was listening, and in the dreams He has planted in your heart. This stranger, sent by God, is not just a random helper. They are a divine confirmation of the promises God has made to you. They will confirm that you are on the right path, that God has not forgotten you, and that everything you've been through has been leading you to this moment. In receiving help from this stranger, it will become abundantly clear that this moment was orchestrated by God. You will look back at the seasons of waiting and understand that they were not wasted. every door that closed, every unanswered prayer, every moment of loneliness. Each of those things has led you to this point of divine alignment. This stranger, though unfamiliar to you, will be the vessel that God uses to usher you into a new chapter, a chapter of answered prayers, of fulfillment, and of divine purpose. They will bring with them not just help, but the confirmation that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. They will be the reminder that God's timing is always perfect, that His plans for you are always good, and that His provision is always on time. The moment the stranger enters your life, you will feel something shift within you. You will feel the restlessness and uncertainty begin to settle, replaced with a quiet confidence that you are not alone. The help that comes through this stranger will remind you that you were never meant to rely on people or systems to fulfill your needs. You were always meant to rely on God, and through this divine encounter, He will show you that He is your source, your provider, and your protector. This stranger will not just be a helper, they will be a witness to the faithfulness of God in your life, a tangible reminder that His promises are true, and that He has been working behind the scenes, even when you couldn't see it. As you embrace this moment, remember that God has been preparing you for this help all along. The waiting, the challenges, the moments of uncertainty, they were all part of God's divine plan to bring you to this place of readiness. The stranger's arrival will be a confirmation that you are on the right path, that God has heard your prayers, and that He is sending you exactly what you need at precisely the right time. Trust the process. Do not rush the revelation. The help is coming, and when it arrives, it will be exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. Trust in God's divine alignment, and know that everything has been leading you to this moment of breakthrough. As you step into this next season of your journey, it's important to recognize the significance of obedience. God's help is never random. It is perfectly aligned with His divine timing. Every door that closed, every season of waiting, and every difficult moment you faced was not a setback, it was preparation. You may have felt frustrated at times, wondering why things weren't moving faster, or why the help you expected never came when you thought it would. But God was carefully aligning everything in your life, allowing each challenge and delay to shape you, to build your character, and to strengthen your trust in Him. The help that is now coming your way has been in the works for a long time. God has been preparing you for this moment. The waiting, the isolation, and the unanswered prayers were not signs of abandonment. They were part of the refining process. God knew that when the time was right, you would be ready to receive the help that would lead you into the next chapter of your purpose. And now, as this divine assistance enters your life, you can look back and see how each step, no matter how hard, has brought you to this pivotal moment. The closed doors weren't to punish you. They were to guide you toward a better opportunity, a greater purpose, and a more profound understanding of God's plan for you. With this help comes a responsibility. You are not merely a recipient of God's grace. You are a vessel through which that grace will flow. The stranger sent to assist you is not there to fulfill your desires or to cater to your needs for the sake of personal gain. No, the help that is coming is part of a bigger picture, one that goes beyond your immediate needs. You are called to receive this help, not for your own glory, but for God's purpose to be fulfilled in you and through you. The help you receive is not an end. It is the means by which you will fulfill your calling. It is the tool that will enable you to step into the next phase of your journey, to serve others, and to carry out the divine assignments God has placed on your life. With this help comes the responsibility to steward it well, to remain humble, and to use it for the greater good. You are being entrusted with more than just answers to your prayers. You are being entrusted with a platform, with opportunities to bless others, and with a calling that requires your faithfulness and obedience. The stranger's role in your life is to help align you with God's plan, and now it is your turn to embrace that alignment and to move forward with purpose, not for your own glory, but to serve God's will. In this season, trust becomes paramount. Trust that God is with you, guiding you through every moment, every decision, and every step. It is easy to doubt, to question, or to feel uncertain, especially when things don't look the way we expect. But remember, God's ways are higher than our ways, and His timing is always perfect. Trust that He sees the bigger picture, even when you can only see the present moment. Trust that He is sending the help you need, even if it comes in a form you didn't anticipate. The stranger who is entering your life is part of God's plan to move you forward, to guide you toward greater things, and to fulfill the promises He has spoken over your life. Stay alert to what God is doing in this season. Stay humble, remembering that the help you receive is not about you, but about what God wants to do through you. Don't rush the process. Don't try to force things or make them happen according to your own timeline. Trust that God is in control, that He is working behind the scenes, and that He will reveal the next steps when the time is right. Stay grounded in the knowledge that God's help is always on time, always aligned with His purpose, and always leading you towards something greater. Embrace the responsibility that comes with this divine help, knowing that you are not only being blessed, but you are being equipped to bless others. This is your moment, chosen one. Stand firm in your faith, trust in God's process, and know that the help you've been waiting for is exactly what you need at the exact moment you need it. Your role is to receive it, steward it, and use it for God's glory. Stay humble, stay alert, and trust in the process, because God is moving in your life in ways you never could have imagined, and He is sending the help you need at just the right time.